Morning guys on YouTube, welcome to the stream. I'm just setting up my chart and then we'll get amongst it. We'll talk about that daily candle from yesterday. Got a song stuck in my head. You can customize the badge, the stickers. Okay. It says restricted. I don't know. That's fine.
The Crow.
Get up, Mr. Peter Toes. How the devil?
Yeah.
We grafting today.
Easy week. Been pretty great. I'm finished at about 12 o'clock.
Really? Bloody yeah. Always grafting you, aren't you?
This time, yeah.
Yeah.
That gives us more time to look at trades, mate.
Oh yeah, that's what we like, isn't it? That's what we like, mate. That's what we like. Okay.
I've started looking at NASBall.
Have you?
In the middle.
Yeah, it's all-time highs at the minute, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. But I'm just about to do a top down on gold. Well, more talk about what we asked for yesterday. It's what we asked for yesterday. It's happening today, which is fantastic. So it's lining up pretty nice for us, which is really, really good. It's just a case of, can we get a daily candle back below 3358? If we can, then fantastic for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So guys, let me do this. I'll tell you what, let's do a proper top down again. I remember these markups anyway. It'll be the same. Okay, let's do a proper full top down on gold. So monthlies, again, they don't really tell us much, even though we've had two doji candles. That doesn't mean price is changing until we get some structure formed. and then some breaks to the downside, that price hasn't changed direction yet. With gold, what you can get is it can print a doji candle, then all of a sudden carry on pushing. Okay, it can absolutely do you like that with gold. Okay, and there's a prime example there on this doji, and then price just carried on pushing. So it doesn't actually mean much. Now I know we've had 2 doji candles, but again, until we get some sort of structure like that, and we've got a zone to break below or break above, and then we come down, and that's when I'll be confident that price is starting to reverse off the monthly. Obviously, these are monthly candles. It could take years to do that, if it's going to do that. So the monthlies don't really tell us that much, to be honest with you. So let's go down to the weekly. Now, the weekly, it's been a funny one because we've been stuck in this range between 3357 and 3203. We've been stuck in this range, right? And the 2 previous candles, we've got a bearish one there, and then we had a bullish one. Both of them candles still closed respecting 3357. Okay, they're still respecting 3357. So what range are we in then? Well, technically, we are still in this range. So therefore, where should we be going? Well, technically, we should be coming down to 3203. Probability wise, we should be coming down to 3203, right? Now, that's not to say that price can't then close out with this candle, because it absolutely can. But until we close above 3357, I'm only interested in sells at the moment, okay? I'm only interested in sells, because what I'm expecting the weekly to do is, we're on Tuesday today, push up, break the highs, which exactly what we wanted yesterday. We needed the highs broke before taking sells down. So we knew the daily was going to close bullish and break out, which has done that. So push up, break the highs, and now we could simply just get a sell stop off the weekly to come down if we wanted to, right? We can either get a sell stop off the weekly to come down, or for that reassurance, we could wait for the daily to close back below 3357 and then take it off the daily. But there's a chance where we could miss the move. So this is the thing, we could miss the move off the off the daily if we wait. But also, it would get the risk off the table, and I'll tell you what I mean in regards to the risk. So we know the weekly could, what the, delete, remove. So we know that this weekly can come down, can come back down to 3203. We know it can drive through as well if it does flip, because we've had 1 candles come straight through these zones before. So we know it can drive through them ranges. We know when we came back in the area, we didn't drive through to tap this zone, so still needs filling, okay, if it's going to fill. Then prices coming back up, so we thought, okay, we're just going to carry on all-time highs, and this was just a pullback, and that was it, right? But these 3 candles are telling us that we're still respecting this level. Therefore, we are still in the probability that this weekly could flip to the downside to drive from here, and we could end up with that candle down like so, okay? So the reason why no sell stops as of yet, because we needed a break of these highs. So if you remember yesterday, we needed a pullback above here. We said we can't take sells, we can't get sell stops on until I get a break of the highs. We've now broke the highs. So now, if we can get a daily close back below there, fantastic. We're then in the lower range of the daily lower range, but also that's the weekly then flipping to the downside. And we know the weekly can drive all the way down to 3203. So if we can work out what range the daily would be in if the daily closes back below 3357, then we can work out our take partial move to break even area. So every time we sort of reject from these levels or break out and come back in, where does price push to? Well, it looks to me that we tend to push to here. We tend to push to 3312, and that would make sense, because if the daily closed like this, what would be the reason we're faking out to the downside? Well, for me, this fake out to the upside, this breakout to the upside, sorry, would be enticing loads of buyers in. So loads of people would be getting in here thinking, oh, we broke out, we're going all-time highs again, which might happen, but I'm going off what I see, not what I think. So if we do get that, and loads of buyers are going in, where would their stops be? Well, the stops would either be below the previous daily or below the previous low, which will be here. So here, there'll be quite a lot of money here. This is a reason to come back down to these levels if you're going to do that. So that's your advantage point. So for me, if we get that daily close tonight back below 3357, all we wouldn't need much of a top wick, maybe tapping previous support, and then a flip. We should at least break 3310. But for me, that's probably going to be the move where if this is Tuesday, Wednesday, you might get a bullish close, Thursday, and then maybe Friday, which we know can do that, because if we look left, it only took 1, 2, 3 candles to get down. 1, 2, 3 candles to get down. So yeah, it's definitely doable. And this is the thing about trading, right? You don't have to take a trade every day. A lot of people think you've got to take a trade every day. You don't, right? There's been, well, it's rare now, but there's been a full week where I haven't took a trade. Like, you've just got to wait. You've really got to wait. And we're watching price now, and we're setting up our ambushes for price to come to us. Right? We said we need price to break the highs first. That's going to be a day. This could be another day without a trade because we're waiting for the daily. But if you wait, then it's worth it. That could be the tip into profitability, and that's what it's about. The way you are in trading is you're on like a little pivot, if you like, and you either tip to profitability or you're unprofitable. Simple as that. But it could be a tiny little change you do when you're trading what tips you to being profitable. Now, there's a difference between profitable and consistently profitable, right? You could be profitable in 1 week. You could be profitable in 1 month. But you need to be consistently profitable, okay? Now, there's some months where you'll have a down month. You'll have a down month where you're minus and you're not making any money. But then you make it up with the rest of the months. Yeah, and over a long period of time, you're profitable. And it could be something like that, where you're taking too many trades. Could be, I've seen it loads before, especially with our members and things like that. It's a simple change of you're over trading, taking too many trades. So in regards to the daily, if we can get a daily close like that, fantastic. We will be selling all day long. Now, obviously, that would be tomorrow, then we're looking at trades, and we're going to try and catch something today. So if we look at this daily, what could this daily do today then? Well, it's broke out. If we act upon what we see, we've broke out and we've closed here. Here, 3399. Now, what range is the daily in? Well, for me, the daily is in this range here. The next range is around 3431. That's the range we're in. So technically, where should we be going? Well, we should be coming up to fill the range at 3431, right? Technically. So that's the range we're in if we act upon what we see. But then the daily's broke out to the upside. So what we would normally get now is a bottom wick. If we can work out where the bottom wick's going to be, and then the flip to the upside to fill the rest of the range. But if we could, this is why we do a top-down analysis from monthly all the way down. If you remember the weekly is still in this lower range to the downside. So if the dailies broke out to the upside and the weekly's still in the lower range, what takes priority? Normally the higher time frame takes priority, right? But depending on how your trades are lining up on that day. But normally the priority would be the higher time frame. So I am expecting the weekly to flip to the downside this week at some point, and when we do, I'm ready to catch it. But we just got to be patient. So if we go off this one, we know the daily can flip to the upside to fill the rest range, but we know it needs a bottom wick. So could we not grab some sellers on the way down with the bottom wick, even if we do flip? Potentially, yeah. We'd have to go down the lower time frame, so we'll do that. So we'll go down the lower time frame, see what we can catch today. But tomorrow, if we get that close back below 3,357, it could be a fantastic day, because this range down is pretty nice, especially if the weekly is going to flip and drive. Okay. So we've had the pullback now. Price has done exactly what we wanted to do. Remember, we couldn't take buys. I can't take buys because the weekly can still flip to the downside. So let's have a look, see if we can catch something. When we break above here on the daily, we've only broke above here twice. Right? We've got one here and we've got one here. And one pulls back and closes bearish and closes back below. Okay, so we've got to be careful of this. If we get that daily close back in, what happens to price? We then close bullish, and then we then break the highs one more time. So we've got to keep that in mind when we're getting our sell stops on. We might need that pullback. And the other time, we didn't get much of a pullback, and he just flipped and drove to the upside. Now, I'm not sure we're on this one now, because we're having a bit of a decent pullback already. So I'm not sure we're on this one. So the only one we've got to go off is this one. And we close back below 3,357. So could we look at sells to come down to 3,357? Potentially, yeah, potentially. So let's go down the time frame. Good morning, Andre. How are you doing?
Morning, mate.
Good Morgan Hoogan. That's what I say way up, isn't it? The Morgan Hoogan. So let's have a look at this. So 6 hours. Let's turn the Meraki on, see if it picks up some zones. Not really. 6 hours doesn't really tell us much. We've had three. This would be the third bearish candle. It's not really hitting any support or resistance. So that doesn't really tell us much. The 4 was going to be similar, then I take it. Actually, there is some little zones here. Let's go left. This is a minor range. Minor range. So it doesn't help us that much, really. We've technically had new data from, what's this, 3 hour off the daily. But the daily hasn't closed yet. So we really haven't got much to go off on in regards to ranges. What's this 3 hour? Let's about the 2. We might have to grab like a swoop entry to see if we can catch the move down. Which would be like low risk, but we'd need price to pull back a bit. So if we have a look at the 2. So you have got a minor range here on the 2. Let's turn this off. You've created some structure now on the 2 at 3,400. We know the daily can flip to the upside and carry on, right? So we've got to be careful. But also, we're thinking because the daily's broke out. We're also thinking if we do get that fake out back to the downside, we're after that. We're expecting a bottom wick. Let's go back to the daily. I just want to see what price done prior. In regards to a. So there's the low there. We didn't break this low. And then this low didn't break this low. Now we broke out. So I'm not really sure we're going to drive. So if you look at all the times where we've drove up. So there's a drive up, right? There's a drive up. You could probably say this is sort of a drive up. But look how it's done it. It's done it in waves. Higher highs, higher lows. Yep. Now, if you look and go, okay, where did these start from? Well, let's start from here. Did this break a prominent low? Well, it did, didn't it? Look at these lows here. One, two, three times where price come down. So this is quite a significant low, and then prices powered through it, right? Then this one broke this low. So again, you've got liquidity to come back up, but you've done it in waves. What have we done? This looks like I've drawn a penis here, doesn't it? Did this break a low? I'm not sure this broke this low. I mean, you broke these lows. Get rid of these. So what we're trying to work out, have we got the liquidity just to pop straight up now? I'm not sure we have, to be honest with you. I'm not sure we have. If anything, I think we're still going to get this high, 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 low. Because that's how price moves. So could we come back down to 3357, even on the pullback? Could we catch that? Potentially. So I do like the sells down, but how can we get in? So you've got all the higher time frames have got an hour and a half left on them. No bottom wick on this 2. So is this 2 going to close bullish? We haven't got, it's really hard to find ranges here. We've got maybe 1 here. It's just off the 2, that's it. All the other times it just comes straight through. Got 1 there. We haven't tapped that yet. So I would imagine we need to tap this even before we reject. So if we can get a top wick off this 2, where do we want this 2 to go? We might take a wing back sell, or to be a swoop entry. So let's say, we've got 2 ones here, 2 ones here. Where did we pull back to? This is the thing. Pull back zone to there. I'm just thinking out loud here, guys. You don't need to hear me. Pull back there. Pull back there. Stops would be maybe. That's off the 2. That could potentially work. It's an awful area. Daily. What would that be? That would be the 6. See, the 6 is not respecting yet. Do we need to break that high again? So this is what's difficult, right? Is 2 things can catch us out: fake outs and new data being printed. Okay, this is new data really. Price is never ever rejected from here when coming from the downside. It's always pushed past. It's always pushed past to here. When it first comes up, push past. First comes up, push past. First comes up, push past. It's either rejected at the top here, or it's rejected these levels at 3383. But as you can see, we've pushed past them levels. So we've got new data going on, and this is what's difficult. So we're going to have to be careful in regards to trades, but we are looking at a swoop entry. If the 2 can pull back to 3391, we might have some sells on. So, but it's got to happen really in this 20 minutes, because we need the other hour for the 2 to flip back to the downside. So if we can get something like up within 18 minutes, that means the 2 has still got 1 other hour to then flip to fill the rest of the range. It looks like when you pull back to at least 3378 before making a decision. So there's our advantage point. What would the 1 look like then? But then that would be the 1 looking like that. We would probably need to break these highs. I mean, we're still in this lower range here. Let's turn the market and see what that picks up. Yeah. I mean, if we close bullish on the 1, that would be something like that. If we're coming right back up to 3399, which would make better sense, because you would expect if the hour closes bullish. So if this hour comes up here like this, it's coming up to break this high. It's got to break this high. Could we see something like tap and reject? Not sure. We need another high broke, I think. I need another high broke, guys. We've got no structure really on. We've had a breakout on the 3, not so much the 4. So you created some structure on the 3. There's some structure. You then broke out. Okay. You then broke out, but you need a retest to this area now. If you get a retest, you could take it to come down. Okay. But how that would look like on the smaller time frames, 2 would still look okay. But the 1, if the 1 stays up there, doesn't look the best, because you probably need to come and break this high on the 1. Do we take it? Do we take? You've got no top wick there on the 1 as well. Price would more likely like to take that. And here's the thing with these wing backs, right? If you place them right, especially on pullbacks on higher time frames, so this is a pullback on the 2 and the 3, basically. Yeah. It gives you good signs to get out. So let's say this 1 closes like that. That could be a sign, okay, well, I need to get out. Yes, you're being drawdown. But what should happen with the next candle? Well, the next one, technically, should pull back, tap previous support where you can get out, because you know to get out, because the 1's closed above. And then when it flips, obviously, you're done. It's difficult because we haven't had any structure other than the 3, 2. I need something like, if we can pull back, and then you could take that, but the range is tiny. If we need to break this high though, could we sell up? That's the question. I think in order to sell up, I'd need the hour to close above. So if the hour can close back above this for me, we might have a swoop entry book for buys up, even though I said I'm not taking buys until the weekly closes up below. But the only thing I would take would be swoop entries. So the way swoop entry works is it's low risk, because it's low. It's the same sort of lot what I would use with a normal trade, but my average stops are 50 to 100 pips, right? And these would be a lot smaller percentage in pips than I would normally use. So we had one the other day, swoop entry. So I risk between $500 and $1,000 on a 50k account, and it's a swoop entry is where you're saying, what am I willing to risk or lose in order to see if this is the move, to push up or push down or whatever. And that's where you work out, okay, well, I'm willing to risk $80, $50. So you put your swoop entry on, you have your stops tied, but then as soon as you can, price pulls away, you move stops to risk free, and you see if that's the move, basically. So we might have a little swoop entry on, depending on how this close, to come back up. I think we need to break the highs one more time, you see, before coming down. So if this hour closes back above here, is that going to initiate the one popping straight up to break these highs, come down? That would be our advantage point, so we'd go risk free. Now I'm not aiming for anything daft here. It would, yeah, I would be closing full here, 3,400. I will be closing full because, well, actually, I wouldn't be, would it? It would be up in 3,431 levels, which where the daily could. Let me have a look at the daily. Yeah, so it would be 3,431. That's if the daily is going to flip to the upside, which we're not sure. We know the weekly can flip to the downside, so we've got a bit of contradiction going on at the moment. So we'll see how this one lands. We might have some trades on off the 1 hour shortly. So when stops would just be the low. Stops would literally just be below this. If price pushes back down for another low, we were just wrong on this. Okay, or even if price comes down, I'm not willing to do it. So stops would be the low. Swoop entry be very low lots for me. Well, it'd be my normal lots, but it'd be risk wise, I mean. Okay, so 10 minutes, we'll come back on gold. We might have something on there. Let's go on to, have a look at NAS. Mr. Toes is now a NAS trader. I need Mr. Toes. What's up?
Trade whatever, mate. Seems to move quite well during the day. No spreads.
Yeah. Okay, let's have a look. So, quick top down on NAS. We know the monthly broke out and we're at all-time highs, and this is what's difficult because all-time highs, we've got no previous data to go off. So what I would like to see is price retest this zone 21,448, broke out, retest, and then we could potentially look at setups from around that. But at the moment, we're pushing all-time highs. How far it's going to go? It can go anywhere. When was the last time we went all-time highs? Which was here. How far did we push there? We pushed a lot before pullback. A lot. So could we push? Oh, we're thereabouts. Okay. Or a pullback. I mean, it pushed further later, but after pullback. So really difficult at the moment. So the monthly really doesn't tell us much or doesn't help us. Just like other than that, prices broke out and we're pushing. Weekly, similar. We're printing bullish, bullish, bullish. We had one bearish candle. But again, on the weekly, I would need a pullback to at least 22123. That would suit me. I'd look at trades in around that area. But at the moment, we're still bullish, bullish, bullish. We've got 4 days left of this week. So what is this weekly going to do? You've got no bottom wick on the previous weekly candle. Could that be a sign to come back down to? It doesn't really work as good as gold, unfortunately, with the no bottom wicks or top wicks. And NAS can sort of just fuck that off, basically. Daily, again, just pushing, guys. We can't really do much, really. This is the zone you need to come back down to for me on the higher time frames. On the daily, you broke above this level. You need a retest to that to potentially grab something off a lower time frame. But yeah, this daily can do absolutely anything at once. This daily can close bearish or bullish, keep driving. Do absolutely anything. 6 hours. So yeah, probably no point going any lower, guys, because I have to have the full story. That's how I trade. I've got to have the full story. 3 hour, 2 hour. You're still respecting this level though. You've had 2 candles try to break through. You're still respecting this level. So you probably need to come and break the highs again. See price coming up to at least hit this top wick. But you might look like you need to come and break these highs. Especially if this one closes. Yeah, it's not what I really like on NAS, guys. Big push on the 30. Get on the 15. What could I do here? If I broke the highs again, okay, and then I come back down and I get a closure below this, but only if I broke the highs prior, then you could sell. There's your advantage point. But you would probably look to come and break a low. So that is your advantage point. But could you come down to this level? That's what I would like to see. If we got a fake out to the downside, so let's say, for example, if we close back below that, it'd have to be a higher time frame, not on a 4 hour. If we close below 23139 and then we get a fake out back to the upside, you then could take that buy up. Because at that point, if you're faking out to the downside and then coming back up, you're probably then going for all-time highs again. So you could take buys from there. But it would have to happen on at least a forward time frame for me. But other than that, guys, I can't really do much on NAS. Oh yeah. Any questions, guys? Drop in the chat.
I'm going to jump off, mate, because I've got one sick customer.
Yeah, no worries, geezer. Catch you later.
Happy pipping.
Happy pipping. Okay, let's have a look at oil then. So we're currently still in the trade on oil. I've got not much left on it at all, but we did have a buy stop above the weekly. But the issue we've got is the weekly didn't flip to the upside. We had a nice advantage point, but weekly didn't flip to the upside. And we're currently back in this range. So the range we're in on the week on oil is this. So this could just be a breakout and then retest to come down. So I'm not sure it is, but we need to see what this weekly does. So I'm expecting price to. I'm expecting price was meant to come to 80.37, but the issue we had is news kicked off and America decided to bomb Iran. We had this big drop. So we were well on our way until America bombed Iran and price just shot through the floor. So unfortunately, it messed up this trade. We were looking at potential sells from there, price to push up, potential sells from there, and then in and around this area is a decision making area. I was looking at adding some more positions on to come further up, but we haven't had it yet. So again, oil, I only trade oil for swing trades. That's about it really, guys. Quick look at XRP. Oh, look at my markups here. Look at this on XRP. So I had a level marked up $1.50 to buy shitloads. Look at that. Just missed me. And I've got some markups $4.5, $9.4. These ones, imagine if it goes up there. Woohoo. So yeah, that's all I've got going on. We might have a potential trade on oil soon. On gold off the hour. But other than that, that's all I've got going on, guys. So if this one can close like this, I'll probably market execute. There'll be low risk on it. My stops would just be the low. This would be the 2 pulling back, even though the 2's broke out. The 2 might need to close bullish. But it does look like the 1 needs to break the high before coming down. Everything's bearish at the minute, but we haven't had that retest of this zone. So we're thinking, could the 1 be the what initiates it? That's what we're going off. Is the 1 going to be the initiator of it? The 4, it's hard to go off the 4 because there's no ranges here, so we can't go off anything. So we really don't know what this 4 is going to do. Same as the 6. It's literally just the 1, which is in 1:40. So what am I willing to risk to see if this is? Let's have a look what this would work out at. You got anything this morning, Andre?
Hey mate, no, not yet. A couple of traps set up.
Traps. Delete.
There's a lot less trades these days.
A lot less.
A lot less, yeah.
Yeah, how are you finding that?
I would say good.
Yeah, you'll find less is more.
Say again?
You'll find that less is more.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm not stressed about it. So I set alerts for when things could be close to what I've marked up.
Yeah.
Then I might have a couple of pendings set for the day, but you know, if they're not taken by the end of the day, then I normally cancel them, especially if they're close to being activated.
Yeah.
I don't want spread to mess me up during the night. So yeah, so I quite like that. Been working with Vicky a bit with some things.
Yeah.
So,
Okay, I'm going to be getting in on this, Andre. If you're getting in. See if I'm just seeing if I can get a little pullback. See if I can get a buy stop on. Got no top wick on that 1. Why is he not no top wick? See if we can get a little pullback. Come on, pullback, baby. Okay, I'm going to get a buy stop above the 1.
buy stop.
Yeah, I'm very low risk on this, guys. Like, I'm literally risking $200. That is it. Okay. So I've now got a buy stop. Look at that drop. Woo! This is why it's nice just to wait that split second.
Oh, I just stop.
So my stops are 3383. I'm low risk. We're just seeing if the 1 needs to come back up, basically. That's all we're seeing. We're trying to see if the 1 needs to come back up to break the highs. You've got, do you know what? We've got no top wick on this one. You've got no top wick on this one. We might take another entry. A better entry. 3383. 3383. Yeah, $230. I'm willing to risk on this. I tell you what, though,
Lovely Holy Grail grab on the hour. So
yeah. See if this 5 can come down and tap. If this 5 can come and tap 3385, I might take another entry. So if we can tap 3385, I might take a buy straight away. And if the 5 closes below, I would just close out. So if the 5 comes down to this level, taps, we'll enter. If it closes like that, we just close out no matter where it's at. Same lot, but we're expecting the 5 to come down, tap, and then flip if it's going to do that. We ideally don't want, I mean, this is off the hour, right? But the only downside to this is the hour's got no top wick. Got no top wick. So that's strange to fake out and then no top wick. Let's see if this... Go on, get down. 2 minutes left. Just a bit further. Just a bit further. Go on. Next one, little pop. I think this one's going to come straight back over here. Oh, that's a good rejection. Look at that. Look at that one flip there. Can you come back down? This is off the one technically. I just like to watch the lower time frames. It's off the 1 hour. But if this 1 minute can come back down again, we were close to an entry 3385. We probably could have took that, to be honest with you, but it's not an issue. It's not an issue.
How's the weather over there?
Miserable today, grey cloud.
We're meant to get holy crap load of rain here.
Yeah, we've had some heavy rain, like. Nearly there. This one. This would be take partial move to break even. I'm not sure we're going to get away. This is the thing, right? But 3431. 3431. 3392. 3383. TP1. B3392. 8. TP2. B3.
Okay.
4. 1. 2. Stop goal. Was the 5 close? The 5 close bearish. You tagged in? Yeah, I've been tagged in actually.
Yeah.
I don't like how the 5 close, but I mean, this is off the hour. This is swoop entry. It's 15. It's gonna do. You've got no bottom. You've got no top wick on the previous candle, so we might get a bearish close off the 30, the 15 before going up. I was hoping to come back down to here to get another entry on. But it's more off the 1. You could just leave it and just watch off the 1 if you want. I would expect price to come up to break this high again. What was the point in this otherwise? What was the point in this? See, the swoop entry is a lot more riskier, but it's a nice way to because it's low risk. It's a nice way to sort of speak to yourself to say, right, okay, price could go from here. What are you willing to risk to see if it is going to go from here? And you work out, well, I'm willing to lose $50 or whatever to see if price is going to go from here. So it's a nice little way to work out. Whereas if you were looking for buys anywhere, and normally let's say your stops would have been down here below 3357. So let's say you were looking at something like that. Right up. So that's your normal stops. But now all you're doing is you're using the same lot as what you would use here. This could be, I don't know, 1%. Let's say this would be 1%. With a swoop entry, you're just looking at price, you're going at price action, you've got a fake out to the upside. And you're just testing, okay, well, I'm willing to risk same lot size. This now would be 0.2% or something daft like that. So that's where you've got to say to yourself, am I willing to risk losing that amount to see if this is the move? And that's all it is, really. But with swoop entries, you have to go low risk because we're just testing. We're just testing if this is price rejecting from these areas. And the best traders in the world, they can take 4 or 5 entries to get in on a trade. But when they're in, it's huge. So it's huge gains. It brings back all these losses. And this is how they do it, just little teasers, little testers to see if this is the rejection area. We could actually do the same with the 15. If the 15 comes down, we could get another entry on. If the 15 closed below, we would just delete this second trade, not the first one, the second one. Still got no top wick on these. I would imagine one of these has got to have a top wick. What's a 30 doing? What is happening here? What are you up to today, Andre?
Well, the daycare is closed, so it's not second week of that. So got the little ones at home, but been given an hour or two where I can sit here in peace and look at some charts, and then I'll probably drop off soon. I can hear chaos in there. And then if the missus go to the gym, and then yeah, just do something while it's going to piss down with rain.
Yeah. I like the bad
We had
weather
some
though.
nice weather last week and the weekend. It was lovely. Went to the beach.
Yeah.
We don't do that often over here.
Oh, yeah.
That was really nice.
How far's the beach for you?
Well, we have one close to us, but we tend not to go to that. So we drive about 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And it's one of those beaches over here where you drive your car onto the beach. So there's hardly anything there. There's like a small campsite close there, but then everybody drives there. We've got lots of Germans coming up here. And then for a couple of kilometers down the stretch of beach, people park their cars and their auto campers and stuff.
Yeah.
And then just chill out there for the day. It's really civilized. It's freaking lovely.
Yeah.
So it was lovely.
My kind of life that. Honestly, if I didn't have kids, I'd be living in a van. I'd just live in a van and just travel.
Yeah. I mean, I see these auto campers of the Germans. They're really good with that. I can definitely do that one day. Get one and then just take that on holiday, drive places. But they, even the old ones over here are fairly affordable, but the yearly tax on them is ridiculous
Yeah.
because they are, not up to scratch with the modern um, limits they have for
Yeah.
these things. So you pay a hell of a lot of money in a yearly fee for them. So, but then there's ways around that. Over here, what they do, you buy it once again in Germany, and you park it, keep it in Germany.
Yeah.
I'm about an hour and 20 minutes from the border, and then when you need it, you just go there and pick it up, and then you travel around in it.
Yeah, I'd love it. Some of them are expensive though, aren't they?
Yeah.
The proper expensive. Like, it's just ridiculous the way. I just can't justify, like, I don't think I'd ever buy an expensive one. For me, a big part of my life is the principle of things. And you shouldn't have to pay 20 plus grand for a van, camper van. I think it's just
and it's even
crazy.
more over here. We've got ridiculous taxes on cars anyway.
Really.
So it's even more. It's ridiculous over here.
Cars and vehicles really don't interest me. Like, I don't get it. I don't get Lamborghinis. Don't get them.
No.
I don't know.
No.
You can't get a washing machine in the back, can you? Do you know what I mean? Like, how practical are them? It just doesn't make sense to me. I think it's just an ego thing with people who get things like that.
It is. It is. I'm in a stage of my life. I need to be able to get into the car easily, and I've been now for a while. I had I never had a sports car, but I had a Skoda Superb.
Yeah.
Lovely car, but it was just too low for me.
Yeah, I'm exactly the same at the minute.
And then so when I needed a new car, I needed something that I can just get in and out easily. So that's yeah. I just want to be comfortable in it.
Comfortability, yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely right. So I bought a BMW. It's like a low profile. It is like a sports car. I got it for business when I was like in business. I was going to networking meetings and things like that. And it's a beauty little car, but it's too low. Even though I'm a small bloke, right? But it's not practical. Like, the comfiest vehicle I've been in was a VW Caddy. A VW Caddy van. And it was the older ones, and it was so comfortable. It was the best. Honestly, the fuel on it as well, it was remapped. It ran on hugs and kisses. It was great. Fuel. And that's been the best vehicle I've ever had, that. A VW Caddy. But I think if people live their life more, do you know what? Just get what I'm comfortable with, what I'm happy with. They all have different cars. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but if I ever, if you have something like a Lamborghini, those kind of crap, then I want to take it on the track. But I'm not into that.
Yeah.
I'm not into cars in that. I'm like motorbikes. I love motorbikes.
Yeah.
But even those ones, I can't ride the sports ones anymore. It's just too uncomfortable for me. I just want a big enough car to fit the whole family in, and then I'm happy.
Yeah. My missus wants a Range Rover, but I don't know. Again, they're a bit like that. People have a Range Rover for the sake of having a Range Rover to show the other people. That's it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can get why though, because obviously we've got Taylors in a wheelchair and things like that. They have got a big boot, so you can get the wheelchair in, get the dogs in. She likes the older ones, like the square backs. So she likes them ones, but I don't know. Doesn't interest. As long as I can get from A to B, and it's got round wheels, like, I'm happy. I'll drive it.
Good aircon.
Good aircon.
For me, it's the cruise control. I need cruise control and the adaptive cruise control. I can just set it and it regulates the speed, and I just sit there, and it's got my safety, my lane assist, and those kind of things. I love it because when I drove to work, for about 2 years, it's like a long drive and it's a boring road. I need those safety systems just to
So you can watch telly on your phone and that. Watch movies.
No. I would sit there and in the afternoon, I was just so tired sometimes. This thing did some corrective turns for me, and then I know, okay, now it's time for me to stop a bit.
How long was the drive you were doing?
It wasn't even that long. It was like an hour and a half.
Oh,
But with the young kids and stuff, I just really struggled.
yeah.
Being tired and stuff. Yeah. All right, man. I'm gonna have to drop off because the missus needs to go to the gym.
Yeah, no worries, Andre. I will
another
catch
time.
you later. I'm going to be dropping off soon anyway. We'll see how this
Alright.
pans out. If not, we're waiting for the daily to close.
Yeah. Cool, man.
I will catch you
See
later,
ya.
Andre.
Bye.
Morning, guys. Good morning. Morning, guys. Morning. Class car guy. What? Live restricted for some audiences. Your live contains themes that some may find uncomfortable and has been restricted. Reason: alcohol, tobacco, and drugs. Was I smoking? Was I drinking alcohol? Drinking any alcohol in here? Okay. So I don't know what that was, but we'll appeal that. Can we drive, guys? Can we drive? How do I change the badges? 3 messages. I don't know. Okay, we're driving now. So we are currently up only $40, right? So this we're risking $230, and we're up $50 now. So price is starting to shift, which is good. See, $37 actually now because we tapped a bit. Well, as you can see, price we're expecting price to come to at least 3392. And if our analysis, we know the daily can actually push all the way to 3430, but we're not sure what it's going to do with that. We're not sure what it's going to do with that. Okay, but if it does, we're there. We're catching some. There's only low risk on it. Get up there, guys. We've had another 15 bullish close, which is nice. Fives, yeah, the fives are printing bullish. The ones flip back to the upside. Can this one drive? 39 minutes left of this one. Be nice if we can get one this 1 hour, which would be the two really pulling back. And this is the thing about trading, it's quite boring. Well, no, it's quite boring. We just sit here on the charts, waiting, and then the trade lines up and you're in. That's it. 90% waiting, 10% execution. There we go. Power. So we're currently up $64 now. Okay, we've hit the 100 mark. We're now up $100, which is nice. I want to find a way to get TalkSport on these streams, because during the day I'll just have TalkSport on, listening to it, listening to chatting shit, talk about the transfer market and things like that. Be nice to be able to get them on the streams. The 30 close. 30 hasn't closed yet though, so we ideally need a bullish close on the 30. Can we get that bullish close? Just realised I've had no tunes on face. I hate the non-copyright tunes. I need to find a new playlist really. Oh. So if this plays out, it will be 111 wins. Okay, 10 break evens and only 12 losses. And here's the thing, right? I like to think, well, I am really. I'm a bit of a grey man in the trading industry. I like to keep myself to myself. Obviously, I know I've started back on YouTube, but I do like to, pretty private, I'd like to say. But my stats are fantastic. And if you look at other traders on YouTube, my stats are way up there. But it's because I don't have all this fancy marketing stuff, and I'm pretty laid back and chilled out, and I'm quite private as well. Don't get the huge amounts, which I sort of like that. Nice and chilled. Yeah, our stats are unreal. So last time I was on stream last year, I played for 9 months. We had one minus month, one. Every month we were profitable. We had 4 100% months where we didn't lose a trade in the month. And these stats now, you'd have to check on YouTube though. So they since being back on YouTube, we took a loss in May, and then June, I only took 1 trade in June because I was away, busy. Say a loss if we had a break even. So we've only took 1 loss really on stream since May. 1 loss since May. So yeah. June, July. I mean, it's got a minus 50 here, but technically that was break even. It was just break even getting hit. We had three trades on 1 setup. We closed them all. So yeah, we're absolutely smashing it on stream again. And this is based off a 50k account, and every trade taken on here, well, no trades come on here unless it was taken on stream, and that's why every trade's got its own YouTube link. You can see on YouTube link, so nothing comes on here without being taken on stream. Really good, really good. The difference with me though, I won't catch a trade every day. If it's not lined up for me, I won't take it. And other people will be catching trades. You get people winning trades and losing trades. I won't. I will literally only take it if everything's got to be right, really. Unless it's a swoop entry. So like, for example, this swoop entry, we know it's an area where price probably needs to come and break a high, and then we had a fake out. So let's test it. See if we can grab some pips on the way up. But swoop entries are pretty rare, really. Don't do them every day. Don't do them every week. Just as and when. Because I'm not a systemed trader as such, where some traders will get on and they'll go, okay, they'll go down to 5 minute Asian box, market maker, things like that, or OB strategy, and they'll just look for the next OB to get tapped and take that, or market maker, they look for your double top, and then as long as you've got your divergence, all your little boxes ticked, and then they'll take it. So they'll grab a trade every day. I'm not like a system trader, so I'll get on and I'll actually read the charts. And the way I read the charts, I do actually believe it is the default setting way to read a chart. This is how you read a chart, and all I'm doing is reading a chart. I'm not using sort of a strategy as such. I'm looking at price and go, okay, price is broke below that zone, so what tends to happen when you push to the next zone? Okay, how can we get in? And that's all I'm doing. I'm literally reading the chart. So every trade sort of different, every setup could be different, the entry could be different, it could be on a flip, it could be on a wing back. Yes, I've named some of these like wing backs and breakouts and flyers and things like that, but really it's just really reading the charts. That's all I'm doing. Ooh. Okay, 30 minutes closing bullish, which is nice. It's what we wanted really, because I wanted to rule out that no top wick on the previous candle, because what tends to happen with gold is if a candle's got no top wick as it closes, or no bottom wick, you tend to close the opposite with the next candle. That's what tends to happen. So now that we've created a bottom wick and we close bullish, can we carry on pushing? Can we come and break that high? I might have to leave his with it though, guys, because yeah, I might as well. Because the 2's going to close in 30 minutes, so it might be the next 2 what does it. So this 2 might need to close bullish, and then the next 2 comes up. On guys. So yeah, we're currently up around $50 on this so far. And we might not drive until the next 2 happens, but I don't know if I'll be on by then. Let's see what the yeah, we're having a pullback again now, aren't we? So yeah, so basically guys, official trades or actual trades, we're looking for the close below 3357 off the daily. So tonight I'll be looking out for that. Once I get that daily close below there, then it should be fairly straightforward for the rest of the week. This is just a swoop entry, so low risk to see if we can grab some pips on the upside. I can't take any sells yet because I need to break the high. Once we break the high off the 2 and the 1, you could then just take sells below where we've closed now. So we can. I'm interested in a wing back sell though from 3399. I'll probably just take a breakout below 3384. Very clean traffic range down. Yeah, I think I might put that on, you know. This would be a bit of a swoop entry as well. So if we, I'm not sure whether we need to break the highs, as in this high, or come down, but if we could do something. If this is the daily to come down. Eee. Daily would be best for weight. It's the daily what's putting us off, because the daily is heavily bullish. I'm going to leave this marked up though. I'm not sure I'm going to get it on yet. I mean, if the 1 hour does close about, three, 4, 8, 4, 0, 6. I like it, but it's just if that daily flips to the upside, I don't think that's ready yet. I don't think I can take that. So I can't really take this wing back sell, guys. It is an idea, but if that daily flips and drives to the upside, yeah. Okay guys, I think I'm going to lovies and leavies on this. So the only way I'm getting out of this is whether stop losses are hit, or we stop losses are hit or price is coming up. So I've got take partial move to break even at 3392. You could potentially take more partial at 3399, or you just let the rest rock up to 3430. Now if the daily is going to flip and drive, fantastic, you should come all the way up to that level. If the daily is going to fake out back to the downside, ready for tomorrow, which is what we wanting, then you're going to hit stops. But you should at least tap take partial move to break even. So you've got to go risk free at 3392. Okay, you have to. Other than that, that's about it. That's all I've got on, because what I'm waiting for really this week is the daily to close below, so we should have a very interesting day tomorrow. If price drives down. Oh yeah, we're currently up $60. Are we gonna follow? I'm seeing if this is gonna just shoot up. Well, the 15's flipped back to the upside. That's flipping. Come on, one drive candle. Let's see how this 5 closes. See how this 5 closes, and then I'll shoot up, guys. So 3. He's going to break the highs again. We're going to pop. We're going to pop. If we push past this wick, we should get a nice little pop up. There we go. Pop past it yet. Come on. Pop keeps rejecting from that. No, not doing no. There's 20 seconds left. We're up $80. Yeah. I mean, we're looking nice. We are looking nice. $46 pips will be up. So that was going, didn't I? Push past that wick now, which is nice. Yeah, I'm going to love using levers, guys. I will be back on tomorrow at 8 AM and let's see if this daily's closed below. Have a good one. Toodaloo. See you later, guys.